Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ASM 2020. My name is Darmsy. I will be your host for the next 3 or so runs. And with us, we have Mind of Ryan, the world record holder for this D&D game. Let's get some clappers in chat and let's get ready to kick it off. But first, I'll hand it over. And you just want to explain a little bit about the game, man?
And yes, indeedy. So this is D&D Heroes. I'm going to be running on any percent easy, and we're going to be selecting character Archeo, which is why, for anyone that's played this game beforehand, that's why I've already got something loaded up in the background here. Just going to load from a straight save and go from there. And that's all I've really got to say to kick it off. So if you're ready to go, I am.
Yeah, I'm pretty good. But before we go, I will read out a quick donation that we got before your run started, man. So from Chronotoss, we have $5.61. Just says cheers, and that is going towards a move for the main character in Summon Night 6 Lost Borders. So you get to pick between Raj and Amu or the protagonist, and that's going towards that. So now Amu is in front by $5.61. So thank you very much. And
Cheers,
whenever you're
awesome.
ready, Ryan, let's get it happening.
Awesome. Let's just get into it. All right. So time will start at the end of the slide screen, and I'll gain control of Archeo straight away. And boom, go. Oh. Alright, so as mentioned, this is D&D, excuse me, this is any percent easy on D&D Heroes. Straight away at the start here, I'm going to go through a couple of doorways, and I'm going to be watching for a certain type of cutscene. Basically, with this cutscene coming up, there's about 4 different cutscenes I can get. You get a regular cutscene, and then I can get 3 glitch cutscenes. Oh, and already I'm getting... Yeah, this can happen. Of course, it happens on Marathon. You know, it's very easy to get stopped by enemies there. So, we've got what I classify as a bad glitch cutscene. So, there's 3 of them. And good glitch cutscene, well, regular cutscene, you're supposed to just walk in normally. Good glitch cutscene, we'd come in after a couple seconds. Bad glitch cutscene, which what we got, we don't walk in as we have here. And I'm going to spawn back outside with the spiders. Fortunately, I did kill a couple of them, so hopefully they won't be in my way. And there's actually another one where the game just drops frames for like a few seconds and then picks back up, which is really good, but almost never happens. So as you see there, back behind the doorway, and on our way. And not too much happening at the start of the run, the first 5 or so minutes. Main thing here, as you see, is as soon as I pass any enemies, if I think I'm going to get hit, I'll bring up something you'll explain in a second, but this is the reason why I'm looking for a glitch cutscene beforehand, because that glitches out this cutscene, and the camera just flies back off the dwarf, just for whatever reason. So, as you can see there, the hobgoblins there, they're visually there. They're visually there, but they have no physical mass for whatever reason. So we can just run straight through them. Don't have to deal with them. Anyway, to explain what I was going on before that cutscene, you're gonna see me bring up this little sub menu. It's called a action menu or slow action menu, and I've got that turned off in the menu because obviously that's slower. This is an Xbox. No, sorry, it is an Xbox original game. I'm playing it on the 360. It's one of the first few games that, you know, you can play it on the 360. Anyway, we've got our first quest there that we have to complete, and so I'm going to basically be doing that. For the most part, I'm still just going to be running from point A to point B, essentially. But as I was mentioning, oh, I could have shown off there, but when I bring up this little sub-menu by hitting right trigger, you can notice sort of Archeo there is done like, it's just like flickering, it's just sort of jittering. Basically what that does is, because that happens, I'm not entirely certain, it's just, you know, I've just sort of, what I've thought up, that causes, you know, that allows us to do what I call animation cancelling, although if I get hit, it doesn't actually cancel out any animation, it just allows us to keep moving. Yes indeed, Jacker Hearts, yes indeed. One of the very few games in the Xbox original library. So just gonna skip a quick thing here.
Well, we have a cutscene there, man. If you mind, can I just butt in? Just to let
Go
you
ahead,
know,
mate.
guys, a incentive that we have for Alley Cat's run of Untitled Goose Game. Normal category is any percent glitchless, but at the moment we have it with a 2 players 1 controller with Nico Star, who says that they're familiar with the game, but hasn't actually done the route before. So there's been no practice for 2P1C in this incentive, or we can go to Hundo, which is a really cool category for the game. It does have a couple little glitches, but of course is Hundo. So if you really do want to see some, potentially wacky stuff, then put some money towards 2P1C for Untitled Goose Game, so we can see some wacky shenanigans.
Get those donations in, guys. That'd be insane.
I just love seeing 2P1C. It's
That's always a good time, eh?
Yeah.
Always a good time. So the quest we got earlier from the old fella Vasic, it's the item that we need to grab, the Unk of Evernets, in this next room here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get through some boxes, try and thread the needle on like 2 traps here, and then I'm going to go and, just hit a couple levers and grab the item. Alright, so hopefully I can do this. And I did not, unfortunately. That's fine. No danger to missing that at all, since we're on easy. Or any difficulty, really, other than Nightmare. So this room can be quite funky because we got those skeletons. We got skeletons throughout the entire room spawning in as I run by them. We got those hobgoblins there, and after I pick up the Unk of Evernets, we're also going to have more hobgoblins. So I may or may not get stuck, but I just have to try and maneuver around them and all that. It's as simple as that. And as I was mentioning before, with the animation cancel, it's like as you saw there when I was attacking the boxes and all that, it allows me to cut out the back end of animations playing, like here, throw the knife there. I probably didn't get that right, but it just allows me to cut out the animations whenever I'm using items or anything of the sort. And when I'm getting attacked, if I get hit, I can cancel out, well, not cancel out, sorry, I can, oh, here we go. It's alright, just have to... Oh boy, this one's bad. Oh, there we go, we're through. Believe it or not, that can happen quite often, although I've been getting good luck there recently. So it's a little unfortunate. So now all we gotta do is go find Vasic, he's just chilling up here.
And for anyone that's in chat, that's looking at this game, remembers this game, and remembers how broken it can be and how fun it is, just remember that if you do want to be in the top percentages of runners for this game, this could be a game for you to join, as Mind of Ryan is literally the only runner on the board.
Yeah, I'm the only person.
So every world record is held by Ryan, but that's not to say that someone can't come in, join the game.
Yeah, exactly. Come in. If you want to run the game, feel free to come in. There's plenty of runs of it, of me running it. It's not too difficult to learn. The only thing that I would say is just make sure you have a second controller, because we got some tricks throughout the run that we'll need a second controller for. Alrighty, so just about done with running through the crypts. I'm just going to be coming up on the first boss, which I'm going to first boss, which I'm going to be skipping. I'm going to be skipping Bullet. Before that, I'm going to do my first item dupe of the game, which will be coming up when I hit the next area. Alright. So item duping is really simple in this game. It's not like, I think, Baldur's Gate 2, we have to do like a whole bunch of really fast inputs. It's really simple. We're just going to save as player 1 with the character that we, so we've got, Archeo on. I'm going to save as Archeo. All I'm going to do is load in this Archeo as a second player and give the items that I want to duplicate back to the first Archeo. And I'm going to do that twice here before I enter the boss fight. Yeah, real simple. Next trick as well is going to involve 2 controllers. It kind of breaks the game a little bit. Like, allows us to skip like a huge portion of the game. Go. Get set up, and we're on to the first boss. Oh, I say first boss, we're going to be skipping it. Alright, so this is Bullet. Really fun boss fight. It's a bit unfortunate in that we skip it, but it's just, for the most part, quicker. So I need to see whether or not Bullet's going to be attacking me on the right angle here. and hopefully it will. So I want bullet to knock me in between the boulder, and oh, that's unfortunate. I want bullet to knock me in between the boulder next to me and the wall. I'm going to be doing a strat called door hopping, although I've called door hopping. There we go, we got it, okay. And both of them got him, that works. So door hopping basically abuses how this game spawns in characters. So I believe it may be developer intention, but characters get spawned up in the air. So that, you know, I believe it's a developer intention so that you don't drop down and get RKO'd out of nowhere. But who knows, it may just be a developer oversight. But it allows us to keep spawning up in the air and spawn in certain directions, which is unfortunately up to RNG, but... So you could we basically pray to RNG gods. But what I'm looking for here is to start spawning to the right. Most door hops will start with me. Excuse me. Most hops will start with me spawning on top of myself, and then spawning in whatever direction I'm trying to go. And this is a little unfortunate. That's fine though. We'll get through it.
And how much faster is this trick than actually beating the boss, man?
So, with bullet in particular, it doesn't actually save... Well, a good door hop doesn't actually save any time. However, to actually fight bullet, and the fastest way to fight bullet, we have to buy an item from Vasic. So that the middle crypts that we went into right at the start of the run, Vasic has an item in his inventory there called a Rod of Fire. So we buy that, we buy 3 of those, and then we duplicate them to use against bullet. There is an all bosses category, so you know we fight bullet in that category, and there we go. But that's bullet done. So that wasn't too bad. That door hop could have gone a little bit quicker, but that more or less shows off the the basics of it. And yeah, Jack of Hearts that's something that I used to do. I used to just use the cheats, which in any percent easy or any of the runs, none of the cheats are allowed. There is a meme category essentially that I've got for any percent cheats allowed, and I think all bosses cheats allowed. It's you just break the game with the cheats. Like Arkeo, for example, she's a rogue, and one of her main weapons is a bow. And if you up her dexterity, it also ups the amount of damage she does when she fires arrows. So you just boost her dexterity and everything gets one shot. By the way, we're going to skip a cutscene here. We're supposed to get a cutscene with a troll just lumbering in and sort of looking at us, but... You know, that costs a bit of time, so I'm running the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're going to go the right way. We're going to continue on this way. So that saves like, I don't know, 15 seconds instead of watching the cutscene that comes up. And all you got to do is run across the top of that little area where the cutscene trigger is. Yeah. One thing... couple things to note about door hopping. Obviously, there's a bit of an RNG to it, but it does save a lot of time. So if it doesn't go right, don't be too worried. You can still get a pretty solid run time. I think even my current world record has like a couple of really bad door hops in it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, if you've got a certain item, which we're about to enter Castle Bale already, and the only thing we're going to be doing before we progress to the portals is we're going to be grabbing a couple of items. And if I don't save after I grab those items, and by the way, I need to save here to, load. I'm going to be loading back out into the save to save me running around just faster. But if you don't save before you do a door hop, whatever item you're trying to carry through the hop, you won't keep it. You'll have to load back before grabbing that item or just restart the run. Anyway, we're going to do a door hop to get into the barracks here, which you're meant to do like a whole bunch of quests, at least 5 or 6 quests before you come to the barracks. Probably more than that, I'm probably getting that wrong, but we're just going to door hop over this door, and if we don't get this the first few tries, I do have a backup strat to get through the door instead. Unfortunately, I need an enemy lining up below me, so we'll just have to wait and see. Alright, give it a whirl then. That doesn't look too good, so I'll just try and go over the door. So yeah, when we get into the barracks here, we're going to go to a hidden area, and we're going to grab an item called the Berserk Brew. Unfortunately, in this game, a lot of enemy drops are RNG related, so we're not guaranteed any specific item. Alright, that troll's actually in a good spot. Okay, that didn't work. So this may take a few minutes. This is a perfect example of a bad door hop. So, it's whatever. This happens. Alright. But anyway, going into the barracks and grabbing the Berserk Brew. The Berserk Brew is a guaranteed drop from the hidden area in the barracks. There we go, that's the door hop we wanted. Grabbing the, come on, we need one more spawn. Grabbing the Berserk Brew from the hidden areas, you know, Berserk Brew is real handy. What it's going to do is it's going to double all the damage we do when we use it. And of course, since we can, you know, duplicate items, we're just going to duplicate it until we have more than enough for the run. Well, not right at the start, but we're going to duplicate so we have enough for certain segments, and we'll be doing more dupes later, so... That is the door hop into barracks. We're going to go to hidden area after dodging a bunch of enemies. And then I'll load back out into the marketplace. Alright. And this one spider here can be a bit nasty. If it shoots another web, okay, we're good. If it shoots another web, we can actually get stuck in place for like 30 seconds. It's really, really bad, but it does happen. Also, if you're wondering why I have so many saves, it's because there's a couple of door hops that can lose potentially several minutes. So, if I don't, you know, if I don't manage to get those within like a few tries, I'll just load up the save, just so we're not losing too much, you know, we're not going too far behind the estimate or anything, or not getting too close to the estimate. Anyway, so there's the barracks hop done. Now we're going to do a door hop to get into the treasury, and this is a very specific sort of hop. The last door hop in the game utilizes this method as well. So I'm going to start off as per normal, going to do 2 hops up into the air, and then I'm going to do, so I'm going to do spawns into the air, and then I'm going to do 1 spawn up on top of, basically on the roof. And then after that, I'm going to spawn Arco back on the ground inside the door, and I'm going to walk out of the door to hit the trigger to enter the treasury. Come on. This is another difficult door hop, or what I found to be a difficult door hop, and it's all due to RNG. Unfortunately, it does mean that RNG. It does mean, you know, that every door hop's a potential reset. But in hindsight, my last world record run, my last PB, before I used door hopping in any percent easy, was roughly an hour and 37 minutes. And now my PB, my world record is 52 minutes, and that's not all just due to door hopping, but a good chunk of that time save is down to door hopping. Come on, there we go. All right, so now I just need to spawn down into the doorway. First try, awesome, and we're into the treasury. Let's go. That one can be a really difficult door hop. Sometimes the game will just refuse to let me get even like that first spawn there. Anyway, I'm going to go from one door hop to immediately doing another. Unfortunately, we don't have the item required to get over this gate here. We need an item called the Amulet of Jewels, which we get from the Bell Shopkeeper. Hold on, just need to kill these guys to get... They're kind of in the way. There we go. That's a bit better. There's a sort of an invisible wall when you play this game. You'll hit it basically for where the door is, and that is all. I'm gonna take another spawn. This door hop in particular we can do in 2 spawns. If I'd spawned just a little bit more to the right, I would confidently just happily drop back down. Which, by the way, sorry for this, but I forgot to mention, as long as we do not move or attack whilst we're up in the air spawning, we won't drop down. That's how I get back down to ground level. When I'm trying to, you know, exit areas. Anyway, we're going to do another item dupe. I'm going to dupe all my health potions once. I'm going to dupe my will potions twice. I'm going to dupe my raised dead amulets twice. I'm going to duplicate the Berserk Brews we picked up till I have 18 of them. And I'm going to duplicate the Tome of the Pupil that I just picked up until I have 44 of them. Now, the Tome of the Pupil gives you 10 level up points, 10 free level up points. And every time you level up in this game, you get level up points, and that allows you to unlock moves throughout the game. And since we can item dupe after picking up the Tome of the Pupil, we can more or less unlock any move that I want. I can unlock any move that I want. Hold on, I think I've just... Just doing my math a bit wrong here. There we go. So I should have 6 of Berserk Brews and Tome of the Pupils. But the moves I'm going to be unlocking here are Hide and Move Silently, since that allows me to sneak around. I'm going to be unlocking Sweet Finisher, which every finisher move in the game grants you frames of invulnerability. So very, very handy for me do some fighting. And I'm going to be unlocking Improved Critical and... I'm forgetting the name of the move. Outer Strength, that's the one. And that's just make it a bit easier to deal higher damage. Get better crits, or be more likely to get criticals, and or have better chances of doing more damage, stuff like that.
There's fighting in this game.
Yeah, there is. Believe it or not, as much as I spend, as much as this game I spend. Yeah, I might as well name it that. But trust me, even in the final fight of the run, we utilised door hopping to absolutely cheese the boss. We absolutely cheese Caden in this run.
Well, I think
anyway.
A name change on the leaderboards is in order.
Alright, that's all good. Just checking, make sure I have my correct save there. I want to make sure I have Treasury 5. Now I'm going to mash Start and A, which you can probably hear through the mic. Just going to mash Start and A. There we go. And now I'm going to unlock the moves. So Hide and Move Silently, Sweet Finisher, Improved Critical, Outer Strength. Going to set them up. They're going to save and load up back out into the marketplace again. There we go. Alright, so I just need to check here and see whether or not my saves, they're all good. Fantastic. Okay, so Treasuries 5 and Treasury 6 there, they can flip sometimes. So the game, I think, just freaks out from me saving so much there, or fiddling around with the menu so much. And sometimes it will say, like, if I, for example, load in up in the right corner here, it says Treasury 6. If in that menu, if Treasury 5 and Treasury 6 are flipped, it will still say Treasury 6 here. However, it will actually spawn in Treasury 5, which is fine, since we still have our Tome of the Pupils, which are vital to the run, which is why I made a new save, by the way. I should have mentioned that. But, it's just something to keep an eye on. There's a couple of door hops where I need to make sure that I still have Hide and Move Silently on, mainly, so I don't get detected while I'm trying to go do another door hop or trying to get through an area. But, yeah, we're going to skip talking to anyone, like I said. We're just going to move straight on to going into the dungeons. And then I'm not even going to do anything in the dungeons. I'm going to go straight to the portal door, or the door leading to the portals. And I'm going to head, straight to the portal hub area, I call it. By the way, I've got to be careful. I'm just going to keep an eye on which direction I'm going door hopping here, because I can potentially get into the side area down below, which, because you're not meant to, door hopping isn't meant to be, is not a thing when you're playing this game casually. The staircase below and the area surrounding it are actually two separate areas. So, if I get down to the side area, I'm kind of stuck there unless I try and door hop again. And I literally need one more spawn here. Please, thank you, Archeo. Hopefully I don't get down the side. Awesome. Boom. See, we just skipped... I don't know if I call it the first third of the game, but we just skipped the, fairly sizable amount of the game. You're supposed to go and get a whole bunch of jeweled scepters, stuff like that. Talk to a Crimson Scar gang, which is a shame that we don't, because they're a cool little group. We do a couple quests for them. We do a couple quests for Rick, who is totally not Caden, totally not Caden. We're also meant to, we were also meant to get a bunch of items and stuff like that, just get through these areas. And like in here, we're meant to do like a whole bunch of things, like a 2 or 3, basically go grab 2 or 3 items, do a couple puzzles and whatnot. And then come to this door once we actually have the fortress. I need this guy to, you wanna leave, buddy? Thank you. Alright, so this is one of the doors that I have a save loaded up for, because getting this first spawn here can be really harsh, which we got it straight away, thank goodness. And this next particular spawn here can be really finicky. I want Archeo to physically be up on the door. Well, there we go. That was nice and quick. So I'm a cheat. I'm not a cheat. Come on, man. That's a bit harsh. That's a harsh thing to say. But yeah, we do kind of cheese this game. It's quite funny actually. We don't fight them because spoiler alert. I'm not gonna go to 3 of the 4 planar gym areas. Oh, thanks for the clip, Jack Hearts. I appreciate that, mate. So, by the way, we're coming to another boss fight. We're meant to be fighting the Beholder, which, spoiler alert, I'm going to be skipping that as well. But we're also, by skipping the Beholder fight, I can hear Mike. Okay, sorry, I'm not sure. All speedrunners are cheaters. Anyway, we're going to skip the Beholder here by doing door hopping, and we're going to skip going into 3 of the 4 planar gym areas. We're going to go straight to the Death Gym areas, or the Bone Necropolis as it's called. But as I was mentioning before, it's quite funny. When you go and fight the Red Dragon and the Frostworm, you can cheese the heck out of those fights, man. You can so what you can do is you can run up to the cutscene trigger and stand. If you stand like right at the edge of the cutscene trigger for those boss fights. Oh, just about went to the main menu. Don't want to do that. If you just stay on those cutscene triggers and you just shoot arrows or throw items, the Red Dragon and the Frostworm, neither of them can detect you. Neither of them can detect you. Yeah, there's a bit of an oversight from the developers. So yeah, those 2 fights are really, really easy, and yeah, as opposed to the Beholder boss fight, which is, well, it's not difficult. It's just a pain in the bum, pain in the ass. It's just not very fun. Basically, a lot of the fight is the Beholder just backing off and trying to use magic moves, and yeah, we want to get close and personal. Even in all bosses, we initially skip the Beholder. Like, we're like, no, we're not dealing with you just yet. And if I could get this spawn, that'd be really good. That'd be really, really great. There we go. You see, look at that. You ask and you receive. I'm hearing the runner nice and clear. That's good to hear. We did do checks on that beforehand. Of course, this is actually my first marathon, so I'm winging it. I'm not really at practice, but
it's just some people in chat saying they can't hear us, man, but everything from tech saying that it's all coming through nice and clear, so don't stress.
All good. Jeez, mate. Appreciate it. Here we go. We got the door hop done. This is one of those door hops where we want to make sure we have hide and move silently, because straight away I'm going to be wanting to run around and not be detected, because the skeletons in this game, they can hit you from so far away with like their sword swings and stuff, and the archers are just, they're like those guys on Call of Duty. They're like the snipers on Call of Duty, the quickscopers. They're like a phase member. They're just insanely good. Anyway, we're not going to do any door hopping for the next couple areas. Finally get a bit of a break. We're actually going to do some fighting soon. Amazing. There's fighting in this game. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Anyway, what I'm doing in this area, it's nice and quick. All I'm doing in this area is hitting 5 levers. So, Dom, if you got any donations, feel free to lay them out.
No donos at the minute, mate, but I will just go through Beyond Blue's mission statement. So for those of you that don't know, we're raising money for Beyond Blue, and they say many of us are affected by anxiety and depression, either personally or through family, friends, or colleagues. Right now, over 1 million people in Australia experience depression and 2 million are experiencing anxiety. On average, 8 people take their lives every day in Australia. Beyond Blue's vision is for all people in Australia to achieve their best possible mental health. Funds and awareness that we are raising here at Oz Speedruns and from all of you guys' generous donations will help protect people's mental health and give them the ability to recover when they're unwell, reduce people's experiences of stigma and discrimination, and improve people's opportunities to get effective support from services at the right time. So if you do have the ability to donate in these tough times, please go to donate.ozspeedruns.com and throw some donos into some of the great incentives. I'll link them in the chat so we can get some extra runs in, and you might be able to name a file, or and all of your money goes to a good cause, so get amongst it.
Exactly. These guys do some insanely good work. It's mental health is something that while awareness has been on the rise the last few years, it's still something that's not a, I don't know if I wouldn't call it a mainstream thing that's talked about. So it's awesome what these guys at Beyond Blue are doing, and of course what everyone here at ASM's doing. The work you guys are doing is insane. Anyway, Finally fighting, as you probably no doubt noticed, in the upper graveyard here. Specifically, I'm going into very specific temples that are all named. Don't worry about the KOs, they very much happen. I've just got to keep an eye on my raised dead amulet count, and not change moves. That'd be a good idea. Anyway, so what I'm doing in the upper graveyard here is I need 3 medallions to get into a specific temple. I also need to grab 2 globes, which I'm about to grab one right now, life globe. And then I also need an item called the bone bell. So I need the 2 globes. I need life's globe and death's globe for exiting this area, the upper graveyards. I need the bone bell to exit the next area, which is the bone temple. And what I'm doing right now is near the end of the run, I'm going to be unlocking a very specific move called Volley of Arrows. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough mana to use that move at level 5, which is the base level. So I need to get to level 8. So in here and in a couple of spots near the end of the game, I'm going to be doing some fighting to get to level 8 so I can unlock and use Volley of Arrows. There we go, that was a lot better. So I'm fighting these enemies called Ocelots, and they give some great XP, and I kill 5 of them. There's 3 of them guarding medallions. There's the one outside I killed, and there's 2 more that I'm going to be... 2 more here that I'm going to be killing in this temple to level up, hopefully. So hopefully this goes well, and hopefully I do level up. Alright. I'm going to have to keep an eye on my raised dead amulet counter. As you can see there, the frames of vulnerability coming into play, except for that point. There we go! Oh, I first level up. So now, like I mentioned with the door hopping, since I am going to be doing more door hopping soon, I need to save to keep that level. I've actually had a couple of runs lost right at the end where I've fought, you know, I'm at level 8, I've unlocked Volley of Arrows, let's go ahead and use it. I get into the boss fight with the final fight with Caden, and I can't use it. So, got to make sure that I save when I level up, if there's door hopping coming after it. I mean, that'd be insane, Jack of Hearts. That'd be awesome, dude. Would love to have, even if it's just, you know, 1 or 2 people, would love to have some more runners on this game. Anyway, back to door hopping. So I'm going to get through this little hallway of traps. They're all just acid vents, which I can't really do anything about them. I just have to tank the damage. And we're going to get to a gate here. Normally I'd have to kill all those skeletons that are on fire before I can open up this gate, but of course I can just door hop straight over it. And this particular door hop, I got to use hide and move silently between each spawn, each successful spawn that is. Otherwise that Ocelot can potentially keep me from spawning on the other side. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Alright. That's insane. Alright, that's no good. Okay. Again, perfect example of how you know the RNG kicks into play with door hopping. So I could try with that spawn there, but likely chances I'll get stuck in the pillar or stuck in the gate. So just do the 1 more spawn there and we're over. And here in the Bone Temple, what we're going to do now is hit 2 pressure plates, and there is 1 Ocelot guarding one of the pressure plates, and he is well, let's say a naughty word. So just gonna. Hopefully he won't stay in the way, which unfortunately he is, which is painful. But what I usually want is I want this Ocelot to run off down the ramp here instead of following me, which unfortunately we're still able to get around it, so didn't really lose any time or anything to it.
So way to avoid the swear jar, by the way, Ryan. Good job.
I'm trying my best. Oh, you should see my usual streams. Especially if I'm playing Call of Duty, it's a swear fest there. Alright, so we got the 2 pressure plates sorted, and I'm just going to run through a doorway and run to the end of the area, and you'll see a stand where I got to put the bone bell. And if we didn't have the bone bell, we could still access this area, but we'd be left standing here staring at the stand going, I think I'm missing something. Alright, so I'll dodge there. Alright, next area is pretty simple. Going to go into the bone bridge. All I really have to do is make sure that I check which way each certain enemies are going, and just make sure I use hide and move silently in certain places. But I'll bring that up when they come up. Alright, so...
I would 100% run this game if it wasn't on Xbox.
You PlayStation... You got PlayStation only, do you?
No, like if I could run it on emulator on PC or something like that, I would be.
Yeah, it's a real shame. That's an enemy I have to watch for, by the way. There's a couple of enemies like that can move either way, and I just have to try and dodge them and hope that they go the opposite direction I'm going. But yeah, it's a real shame that there's no emulator on PC, because I tried myself before I just went ahead and got it on Xbox. I tried myself to find an emulator for Xbox games, but there's none that works, unfortunately. It's a real shame. Anyway, I want to use hide and move silently there and get that archer moving. I can still pass by it if I don't use hide and move silently to get it to move, but it just means I have to cuddle it for a little bit, which, you know, I don't mind a good cuddle, but I'm trying to finish the game quickly. Alright, so around about halfway point at the bone bridge. Don't need to worry about using hide and move silently here. Shouldn't be any enemies that bother us. And up around here, I'm going to be using hide and move silently before I cross this little area coming up. There is an Ocelot at the end of the area you're about to see. If it sees me, then it will just... Oh, there we go. It saw me anyway. But fortunately, I didn't trigger any of the traps beforehand, so I was able to avoid them. I do not want to get hit by those wall traps. They are horrible. They do so much damage. Just like I actually don't know exactly how much health we have, but they do like at least like 9/10 of that. It's pretty bad. I want these archers to see me so they don't just walk into me. I want them shooting at me. There you go. As I said, they're like FaZe Clan snipers. They get you if they want to, you know. Anyway, up to the end of the bone bridge. Nice and simple little area. Just gotta dodge the last couple enemies here. Get hit by that. It's perfectly fine. And we're on to the Lich's Lair. Yeah, they said it would be. Hopefully, the next new Xbox coming out, that's apparently supposed to have backwards compatibility for everything. So, like, I'm real keen for it to have that, because then they'll make playing games like D&D Heroes a lot easier. Anyway, we're coming up to a specific door hop, which I can actually potentially do in the first spawn. Unfortunately, I have no way, you know, to guarantee that, but tell you what, if I do it in one spawn, I'll donate $100 to the charity. Here we go. And we didn't do it. Alright. I'll donate $50 anyway at the end of the run. Or after my run.
Just 19 more dollars, you can swear once.
I can go far and just go real silent with the end of it. Alright, it's just about there with this door hop. It's quite funny. You're gonna see the lich up over the other side here. He's just gonna be vibing. He's chilling. You're standing there just vibing away. Then when we get a cutscene where he's sitting down, and I don't know how he did that. He, you know, here's a lich, so maybe, you know, I'm just gonna say magic. Oh, there we go. Alright, so that looks like I'm over, but not quite over. There's the lich. Hey mate, how you doing? Just gonna pop over, and once again, spoiler alert, as with the other bosses, I'm gonna be skipping the lich by door hopping. And fortunately, because the game developers, I'm assuming, think, you know, you get to this point of the game, they think, right, you've gotten this far into the game, you must have been to the other planar gem areas and grabbed those gems. As soon as we grab the death gem here, we're still going to get the text box saying that we grabbed all 5 gems, and we're still going to be able to access Caden's Castle. Which is real fortunate, because, obvious reasons. It's a real shame we do skip the Lich in any percent, but probably my favourite fight in the entire game was the Lich. Just a really fun fight. Has a few different sets of attacks. Doesn't feel like overly stupid or overly, you know, difficult, I guess you could say. Really fun fight. But alas, it is simply just quicker to door hop and get out of the fight nice and quickly. Gotta love games that don't cheat for the collectibles. Just like, you know what, you're good, mate. You didn't even speak to the shopkeeper and bail. Oh, it's alright, mate. We'll let that slide. Alright, just need a couple more spawns here, and we should be good to get that death gem. Exposing these coders for being laser. I mean, you're not wrong. Alright, sweet. One more spawn should do it. And that should be it. If I can drop down. There we go. And we got right onto the cutscene, the trigger as well. Usually gets dropped down on the sides. By the way, we're gonna meet the beholder again. I'm not gonna be fighting it, of course, but since we didn't kill the beholder before we entered the death gem area, so the bone necropolis, we're still gonna see the barrier and still gonna see the beholder. It's quite interesting to see. So it's an unskippable cutscene. We're just basically getting told to use the gems that we've gathered against Caden. And we're kind of just sitting here going, what gems? What are you talking about? I don't know anything about no gems. So, there's a good text box here saying we can select them and all that. And unfortunately we cannot. And we're going straight to the Shadow Keep. So I'm going to be doing another item dupe right here to basically prep for the rest of the run in terms of items outside of getting volley of arrows. So all I'm going to do is make sure that I have at least 40 Berserk Brews, and I'd say around about at least 60 to 70 Will Potions, as well as, oh, we're pretty good on raising them. That's we need at least 15 of them. And we've already got more than enough Will Potions, which is great. So I can just focus on the Berserk Brews, which I've got 36 of now. And 48. Oh, F8. Okay, and 47 now. Excuse my terrible menuing. Also, it probably won't happen here. It'd be funny if it did, but it probably won't happen here. The game can potentially crash here. I found when I was still running it over an hour on this game, that the game would get to this point and then just black screen. I don't know who this guy is. Do you guys know who it is? It's Rick. It's so Rick basically transforms into Caden and reveals that he got us to do everything for him, get all the gems and everything for him, and yeah, we're just kind of standing there going like, okay, pal, you do you. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do another door hop. So normally playing this game casually, you come through this area and you would have to hit 2 levers to create a couple of bridges, and then you go across those bridges, dodge a couple traps, and you would hit 2 more levers to open up a gate up ahead, which takes way too much time. So we're just going to go ahead and door hop over it. Which this door hop can be quite finicky. There are going to be some boxes on the other side of the door, sort of down the hall a little bit, that we're going to be aiming for, because it's very easy. The game will very easily just like drag us back to the gate, like just behind the gate, or back on the side of the gate. And obviously, that doesn't help at all. There we go. I'm from North Island. I'm from Wellington. I'm from the capital city. If I'm not getting that wrong, I should know that. Alrighty. Alright. Any momentum is good momentum here. No, the North Island. Very close to the South Island though. Wellington's right at the bottom.
All of New Zealand is close to the rest of New Zealand.
Exactly. You might as well just call it East Australia, if I'm not getting that wrong.
And in Western Australia, that's also known as West Christchurch.
West Christchurch.
There's more Kiwis there than there is Australians.
Oh my good god. So that's where they all win.
Yeah. We've just gone to Perth.
Alright, just about there. Gonna do one more spawn, and then I should be able to drop down either in those boxes, which if I do, I can just break them apart and just continue on, or just get a normal spawn like that. Perfect. Up the Canes. Yeah, up the Canes. It's a shame we don't have Bone and Barrett playing for us anymore. But surely we can pull through it. Oh,
Man,
okay.
we do have $10.95 from Benji saying, so happy to find an Australian speedrunning community. Raise money for such a great cause. Keep it up, guys. Hype. Let's get some hype in chat. Let's fill it up with hype.
Let's go, lads. Get some hype in chat. That's awesome there. New Zealand's actually known as Pacific Canada. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's definitely not wrong.
Yeah. Alright, so just sort of more or less running from point A to point B through this next couple areas, although I am dodging a couple of traps as you saw there. That one there I specifically ran behind the pillar, used Hyla move silently so I don't get seen here, because otherwise I will get hit and you'd like lose time. And in the next one it's a bit more difficult, but it's really going to be really cool if I do pull it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up to the room where the trap is. It's the same trap as the one before, which is like a homing missile attack. And going to get that shot at us. It's going to hit the wall next to us, and then I'm going to be doing hide and move silently preemptively to allow that to happen. And then I'm going to be running up behind a gargoyle, and I'm going to let the missile hit the gargoyle, and then I'll just run through and exit the area, which if I can pull it off would be quite cool. I can get my timer right, so here we go, showtime. So there's the first missile. If I can get this, then awesome. And I'm getting stuck here. That's excuse me, sir. May I get past? There we go. That doesn't usually happen, but can happen. So it's just whatever. We don't want to get seen by the mind flayers, by the way. Earlier on in the game, they spawn in some fairly normal enemies, just like hobgoblins and whatnot. But here they spawn in like these. I don't even know what they're called. I don't remember. They are just like these big tanky hell spawns that are horrible to deal with. Anyway, got one more door hop coming up, last door hop of the game, and then we're going to be skipping a, I wouldn't call it a boss fight, I call it a mini boss since there's no health bar at the top. But we're going to be skipping this fight here against the Bebolith, just a big demon spider. He's Barrett when you have Dane Coles. Like, yeah, I mean, if he's good enough, I haven't, been paying too much attention. But, if he's good enough,
we do have
sure.
a reminder from Nate saying we are super close to 6K. We are less than $100 away from 6K with a donation that's just come in from Anonymous for $21.62. No comment, but thank you very much. And we are just $94 away from 6K, so that's pretty high. Still plenty of marathon.
Let's go.
Let's hit it.
Yeah, let's hit that 6K, lads. Anyway, I got a very specific door hop here. This door hop is RNG hell, we'll call it that. I mean, it can happen like quickly. Getting to this spot here is usually fairly good. As you saw, I spawned on top of myself twice, and then spawned over the barrier. Now I need to do the same as what I did with the treasury and spawn down onto the floor. And I think we got it? No, we didn't. So as you see there, even if I spawn down onto the floor behind the barrier, that's not good enough. I need to be spawning more or less underneath. I need Arco to be spawning more or less underneath herself. So, yeah, let's just pray to RNGesus that it happens quickly. I do have a save for after this one if it takes too long.
We do have a quick question in chat, man, saying, is there any bosses you actually kill in this game?
Yeah, there's one, the final boss. I haven't found a way to finish the game without killing Caden yet. It's not a fully pacifist run yet, just yet. That one's no good, unfortunately. And funnily enough as well, with Caden, it's not even like a proper fight. Like, imagine say like Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3, but instead of actually like picking up Andre and slamming him, Hulk Hogan's just standing up in the sky throwing stuff down at him. It's an absolute cheese fest, except for one phase. Caden's he's actually stolen, I believe, if I'm getting this correctly, he has stolen the planar gems from us. So he's going to use them basically as like extra health bars, and he gets extra moves. And there's one particular phase where things can get a little bit difficult, and the game can actually potentially crash, where we can get knocked down by just complete tomfoolery. And this is taking quite a while. Give it a few more tries, and then I'll just load up the save that I got. Okay. What are we doing time-wise? Not doing too bad, so...
We're doing pretty good, man, so...
Yeah, so I'll just keep...
backup saves just yet.
Yeah, I'll just keep going for a bit.
The campaign related to this video game?
Campaign? This is it.
No, as in a D&D campaign. Like, as in...
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue. I imagine there's something that ties in with this game, so it ties in with the rest of the D&D lore. But, other than that, I really don't know. I've only played a little bit of the tabletop stuff myself. Anyway, now we're going to get to level 7. I'm going to be killing these gargoyles, and there's a couple fire skeletons standing around. Going to be killing them to get enough XP to level up to level 7. Then we're going to go fight Caden. Unfortunately, Caden is a bit of a pussy, and we're going to get him down to like 2/3 of his health, and then he's going to teleport away before we can kill him. And after that, we're going to go fight him again, where he's basically going to do the same thing and just pussy out and run away. And then after that, we'll do more fighting and get to level 8 so I can use volley of arrows. So the fire skeletons are usually the main problem here with these fights, because they just love ignoring any stuns that I could potentially do to them. They'll just keep swinging and hitting me, despite the fact that I'm attacking, as you can see there. So we may die a few times here. Ooh.
We have $107.02 from a lad named Gallo saying, "Awesome run, Ryan. Awesome cause. Much love to all the crew at ASM." And that officially puts us over the $6,000 mark. So let's get some
go. Let's get hype in the chat, lads. That's fantastic.
Good job, everyone. Well done.
Yeah, great job.
We're not done. Let's keep pushing. I mean,
yeah,
it's not too much further before we hit those 5 digits and we see 10k. We see 10k before the end of the event. Let's go.
That would be insane. Let's get to that, guys. Alrighty. Alright, should be just one more kill on the one of the gargoyles here. There we go. And we got level 7. Now we're going to go fight Caden. And it's a very, going to try and utilize a very specific technique. As I mentioned back at the start of the run, or back when we were in Castle Bale, Sweet Finisher gives us frames of invulnerability. So we're going to try and utilize that to basically not get hit, which is possible, but probably won't happen, unfortunately. But basically we're going to try and just build up Sweet Finisher, use it, and then just, rinse and repeat. And Caden can either charge or swing his sword at us. We want him to keep swinging his sword at us, but there is a possibility that he will just keep charging. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. Okay, good, it didn't. Oh, delay. That's unfortunate. So that can happen sometimes. Sometimes we get faster attacks as well. There we go. So that was actually pretty good. We only got hit a couple of times. So, yeah, that went pretty well. And like I said, we can do that fight without getting hit at all. It just... Caden does have that sort of variable of attacking, a bit quick, doing the sword swing a bit quicker, or, delaying it for whatever reason. And like I said, we're going to go straight on to fighting Caden again. And the exact same thing's going to happen. We're going to just run in and keep trying to use Sweet Finisher. In terms of getting Caden to swing his sword at us, he will pretty much only do that, unless we get, which is very unlikely, but we can get knocked out of range, but it pretty much won't happen. there's a bunch of gargoyles in the area and they can knock us around, but if I time things right and get a bit lucky, then we will get away from, we'll get away with, a couple of hits. And Arcade 1 again has the exact same moveset. Alrighty. Oh, couple of slow attacks there, unfortunately. I still got hit there. That's unfortunate. Okay, there we go. That could have gone a little better. Just a little better. Stronger than I recall, almost naked. Exactly. No armor needed. Caden's just that much of a wuss. So now we're going to do some more fighting. Get to Leeway. And we're very nearly up to the end of the run. Just one more area to go after this. Just one little bit more of fighting here, and then next area is the final area. Where we will, believe it or not, we will actually fight and kill Caden.
Lies. Sure it didn't happen.
Yeah, we'll just pretend it's a pacifist run. Everyone close your eyes when you hear the level up noise.
From just before, Gallo has said this has been my favourite run so far, so that's pretty sick.
That's insane. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate that, man. That's insane. Thank you.
Someone link Mind of Ryan's Twitch in the chat.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh. There we go, Leeway. And of course we die as soon as I get there. Alrighty. We're up to the epic finale. Epic. Like I said, we're going to absolutely cheese this final fight. There's only one point of the run where things can get a bit dire. So I'm just going to go ahead, and it doesn't really matter what I put my point into there. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go ahead and save, because this is going to involve using door hopping to get up into the air and fight rain arrows down on Caden. So we're just going to go ahead, and I've spawned on the wrong save. Good job, me. But we're going to use that Treasury 5 file from before, where it has the 44 Time of the Pupils, and I'm going to need 80 of them. So I'm just going to bring those over and use them, and go from there. Oh, hold on. There we go. There we go. Boom. Looking good, pretty good on potions. This is another potential spot where I can duplicate potions, but looks like I won't need to worry about that. We'll just keep my Berserk Brews. There we go. And more than enough. More than enough. We're going to absolutely wreck Caden's day. There we go. Awesome. Now we're going to unlock Volley of Arrows, and this is another reason why we pick Archeo over the other characters. So we actually have Aridin, the human fighter, which is just like a typical fighter. We have Archeo here as a halfling rogue, which is our best character in the game. She's just so OP for the run. There's also Gainic or Bainic, Baltok and Selena, I think. I forget her name. now each character has like a final move, which is kind of like what Volley of Arrows is. Aridin's final move as the fighter, he just like punches the ground or something. I actually don't remember. I haven't used them in so long. The Elvish Wizard Selena, we'll keep calling her that. That's wrong, but we'll keep calling her that. Her and Baltok have moves that shoot stuff down from the sky, but neither of them. Hold on, I've screwed this up. There we go. I need volley of arrows on. I should have done that before, but I didn't. It's fine. Work it out. But as you can see there, volley of arrows can actually target certain spots, and the other two characters, they can't do that. So, again, another reason why we pick Arco throughout the run. And as I said before, we absolutely cheese this fight. The only phase that can go, like, we can have might have a problem with is the ice gem phase. Because Caden with each gem, he still has the two moves where he like charges or swings his sword. He can now also throw his sword and acts like a homing missile, and then does like a blast radius style hit. And with each planar gem, he has a blast radius style attack where he hits the ground. Like the fire gem one's really cool. He jumps up into the air and shoots a fireball down the ground. It's awesome. With each move he has something like that, and he also has a move that is a homing missile. And the Ice Gem and Fire Gem homing missile attacks in particular are just dreadful. You get hit by them once, and then you keep getting damaged by them. So you get KO'd like 2-3 times instantaneously. And in the Ice Gem phase, for some odd reason, I cannot explain it at all, and we're probably going to see it here. For some reason, the move that he has a blast radius effect. For some reason, it can just decide to hit us. Don't know why, don't know how, it just does. So we're probably going to see it here. Let's see how long it takes. Did not take long at all. So I'm just gonna, you know, tough it out, because I do unfortunately run the risk of freezing the game and, you know, soft locking it if I try to spawn up. Now, whether or not it does happen is more or less RNG in itself, because even once I'm done getting through this phase and I've cleared some of the enemies here, I can still freeze the game. So let's just hope that doesn't happen. Almost there. Come on. Alright. Alright. Let's pray to RNG that this doesn't freeze the game. It did not. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Alright. Rest of the fights are cheese. Caden's got nothing on us. So we can still get hit. We can still get hit whilst we're... Hold on, I just realised. Okay, usually I would have volley of arrows on, so that's the only reason why I'm just losing time on that. But yeah, the rest of the fights are cakewalk. Caden can still hit us with a move like a vampiric arrow style attack, but it's a non-threat. It'll deal damage to us, and that's it. It won't knock us down or anything. And of course, after this gem phase, we got regular Caden. And we're finally gonna kill the bastard. And as soon as that health bar drops to nothing, and as soon as you hear the level up noise, that will be time. And that's time. Woo!
Nice, man. Good job.
End of the run, and the game crashed. Believe it or not, this actually does happen quite often. The game can play the final cutscene without audio, and then crash and like green screen or something, or can just do this. But yeah, that's Dungeons & Dragons Heroes, any % easy. It's been linked in chat, but just search up D&D Heroes on speedruns.com if you want to find some runs. I've got them on my YouTube account. I've got various social medias I use, like BitChute and whatnot.
I did link the speedrun.com for you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for tuning into the run. Appreciate it. Thanks to the guys behind ASM. Thank you guys for hosting the event, and thanks to Beyond Blue for all the work you do. And that's going to be it from me. Cheers.
Thanks very much, Minder Ryan, guys. We will be back next with Peking Boo with SMO. We'll be back shortly.